Hi guys, happy Monday. So it's back for another week of online learning. So glad you're back with us. This week in math, we're going to be doing something really exciting. You guys have worked really hard on addition and subtraction. And guys, you're doing so well at that. And we are so excited. When you go to third grade next year, you'll keep working on addition and subtraction for a long time, but you're also going to work on multiplication and division. So, we are going to get you ready so those third grade teachers will be so excited because you are ready for multiplication. And the way we're going to do that is first we're going to talk about arrays. Hmm, arrays. Does anybody know what an array is? Let's think for a minute. Array of sunshine. No, it's one word. This says, what is an array? That's how we spell it. What is an array? And the definition is an array is a group of objects, pictures, or numbers in columns and rows. Now, columns and rows are underlined because that's going to be very important for you to understand the difference between columns and rows when we're preparing for multiplication and doing our arrays. A rectangular array, now we know a rectangle has two long sides and two short sides. So a rectangular array would be a group of objects that are arranged in equal columns and rows. Again, columns and rows are underlined because they're really important for you to know the difference between a column and a row. This is a row. When we think about a row in an array, it's like when you go to the movie theater and there are different rows. You might sit in the front row or the second row or the third row or the fourth row, but they're all in nice straight lines in rows from one side to the other. Now, columns are like they're straight up and down. Like some people in the front of their house, they have columns, and it's kind of like poles that hold the front porch or part of the house up. And so those are columns. We can see this. These are columns right here. Okay. So you have to know the difference between rows and columns because when you are working with arrays, you have to count the number of rows and the number of columns. Now, we're going to work with rectangular arrays, so we need to make sure that they're all shaped in a rectangle. I have some cubes here, and when I look at these cubes, I can look at the rows and the columns. Okay, so when we look at this at this array, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. There are 6 columns. Imagine a house that had 6 columns in front of it. Now the rows go from one side to the other. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 rows. So if you have a shape that has 6 columns and 4 rows, if you count all of these Unifix cubes, you'll be able to tell how many Unifix cubes there are altogether. So when we look at this, that's a lot of Unifix cubes, isn't it? But if we went to count it, we would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So if you have an array that has 6 columns and 4 rows, you have 24 Unifix cubes in that array. When we look at another one, let's look at this one. How about this? What are these? Coca-Cola cans. So when we look at this is an array. And when we look at it, how many rows do we have? How many rows do we have? We have 1, 2 rows, don't we? But how many columns do we have? Remember, the columns go up and down. 1, 2, 3. So if we have in this array, if we have 2 rows and 3 columns, we can find out how many we have altogether. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this array with 2 rows and 3 columns, there are 6 drinks. Good. Another thing we can look at is, I have this little muffin tin, and I hope you can see it without it falling apart. Now, this is a rectangular array. Now, it kind of looks, because the way I have to hold it, it looks like it's not the same size. But if you could see it, it's shaped in a rectangle, okay? And I have some of our little counters that I have put in there. When we look, just the part that has the counters, how many rows do we have? Think for a minute, and in your mind, I want you to think rows. Now, remember, rows go from one side to the other. So, how many rows do we have? That's right, we have 3 rows. And how many columns? Remember, columns go up and down. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 columns. This rectangular array has 3 rows and 4 columns. So if we counted to see how many of these counters we have, we would count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 counters in this array. There are lots of different ways to make arrays, but we need to remember that rectangular arrays are It's a group of objects that are arranged in equal columns or rows. Now, I've got some objects grouped together, and some are arrays and some are not. So let's look at these. I had a lot of stickers that I needed to get rid of. So I just thought, hey, I'll use these for our lesson today. So when we look at these, remember, a rectangular array has a group of objects that are arranged in a rectangle. And you can count how many that there are. Okay, so let's look at each one. Let's look at this first. Do we think that this is an array, remember, or a rectangular array? A rectangular array is it's shaped in a group of objects that are arranged in equal, they have to be equal rows and columns. Not the same number of rows and columns, but the same number in each row or each column. So let's look at this one. We have how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and we have how many columns? 1, 2, 3. So, do we have the same number in each row? Yes. Do we have the same number in each column? Yes. Is it shaped like a rectangle? Yes. So, would you say that this is a rectangular array? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up. That's right. It is. So we're going to put a check by it. Let's look at this group of objects. So we have 1, 2 rows, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. But are there the same number in each row and in each column? No, and it's not shaped like a rectangle, is it? What shape is that? That's a square. So is this a rectangular array? Thumbs up or thumbs down? thumbs down. I almost said thumbs up. So I'm going to put an X right there because that is not a rectangular array. It has rows and columns, but the amount that's in each row and column are not the same. Let's look at this group of stickers. So when we look at that group of stickers, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, and we have 1, 2, 3 rows. So we have rows and columns, don't we? Are they all equal? Are the same number in each row or the same number in each column? Thumbs up or down, whether you think it is a rectangular array. Up, down. It is down because it does have rows and columns, but it doesn't have the same number in each one. Okay, let's look at this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, and we have 1, 2 columns. So if we have 2 columns and 5 rows, and is this a rectangular array? It has an equal number in each row and each column. So thumbs up or thumbs down. Is this a rectangular array? Thumbs are up because it is. Yes, it is. Look at all these check marks that we have down here. When we look at this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. It's the same number in each column and the same number in each row. So is this a rectangular array? Yeah. Oh, thumbs up, thumbs down. Yes. And the last one we have some more stickers. And when we look at these stickers, first of all, is this shaped in a rectangle? So we know right off the bat that that's probably not a rectangular array. So we've got 1, 2, 3 columns and 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. But are they the same in each row and column? No, and double no, because this does not shape like a rectangle, does it? So this is not a rectangular array. So, boys and girls, what I want you to do is, first of all, you've got a couple worksheets. So for today, I want you to do this first sheet. It says exploring multiplication. Now it says make equal groups with Unifix cubes. Some of you may have Unifix cubes, maybe you don't. If you don't have Unifix cubes, you can use things like goldfish or crackers. You can even use pennies or little beans that you might find in the kitchen. Be sure and ask Mom. She'll help you find some things. Okay, so you're going to make equal groups and put 4 of whatever you have in each group, and then you're going to count to see how many there are altogether. You'll do this today, and I also want you to turn it on the back, and it is addition and multiplication. Okay, so on this one, you're going to count the ones in each row, or just count the objects and see how many there are altogether in a mixed review down here. I also want you to do something else. We decided that wouldn't it be really, really, really cool if you guys found something in your house that's shaped in an array. Like I had my Coca-Cola cans, and then I had my muffin tin. Even if you took all the things out, this is an array. Watch. Ooh, wasn't that magic? This is an array. It has the rows and it has the columns. There's nothing in it, but I could use this as an array that I found in my house. I found another one that I think's pretty funny, and I hope you can tell by this one. This is toilet paper, a commodity that everybody's looking for now. But you can see on this one has 1, 2, 3 columns and 1, 2, 3 rows. So if I counted all of these, I would see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 rolls of toilet paper. So yay. Um, so when you do that, I want you to find some arrays. Snap a picture on mom's phone or your phone or your device and have mom to email it to me. Or if you're in Miss Hodgeman Reinhardt's class, you can email it to your teachers. And then the next time we Zoom, and hopefully all week, we will find arrays all over our house. I can just look around in here and it's amazing how many arrays that I see already. So look for those arrays and find examples, and we'll share them when we have Zoom. So until next time, we'll meet again on Wednesday, or I'll see you again on Wednesday, and we'll talk more about arrays. Get ready for multiplication. We're going to make those third grade teachers happy. Yay. So y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.